going on, guys? Hey, this video is just because you know a lot of people probably hear us talk about shit, and you know I know some people's probably like, oh my god, they're talking about Roy or Reese or again. Why do they do that? Because see, I seen Thunder's video earlier, and I guarantee you some people said that. I mean, a lot of people know why we're doing it, but just in case you don't, here's the reason why. Nobody should ever forget what they done. See, Roy has always tried to say that he was Flex's friend, and I've seen other people leave comments places, you know, trying to give Roy a pass. Roy don't get a pass on this one. There's no fucking way. I mean, you know, it's Flex's channel. It's, you know, what he does is his business, right? So, I mean, of course, nobody can say, like, you know, what'll happen in the future. I can guarantee you one thing, most people ain't never going to forget that shit. I don't think Flex will either, because it's different than, like, arguing back and forth, you know, yelling at each other, letting people up on your panel talking shit about the other one, like Roy used to do. But this time, I mean, who actually thought, honestly, who did you ever think that Roy would go all the way with this? You know, I've heard people say, like, oh, Roy was trying to teach Flex a lesson. What the fuck's he trying to teach him? Roy ain't no goddamn teacher. For two, who is he to teach anybody anything? He's doing the same kind of shit. Now, he didn't put, like, the video up of Flex just because he probably is like me. You can't fucking edit. But I don't know. I'm just saying, it's, I never thought he would go all the way like this. I never in a million years thought Roy would fuck over somebody that's helped him out tremendously in many different ways and take their fucking channel down. I mean, there's no coming back from that. That, you know, I thought that, and it's still hard to believe he done it, because I really thought what he was going to do is wait a few days and kind of be like, haha, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, just to shoot, you know, try to be like, oh, I could have won, I could have done this, I could have done, and come out looking like, the, you know, he's a hero. For one, striking in the first place shows that you're a bitch. For doing it shows you're even a bigger bitch, you know, to, you know, let it happen, let the fucking channel get tucked down. That's crazy. But when it actually was going down, when it, I didn't believe, you know, even the day that it happened, I literally thought it was going to be done at midnight. So the next day, when, you know, the channel was still up, you could still go there. I'm in the back of my mind, I'm really thinking like, okay, you know, Roy's done. We knew Reese didn't do it. I was so fucking confident that Roy was going to do the right thing that I literally was trying to get Flex to, like, take all of his shit off his channel for right then. You know, just leave up enough of his, like, car streams to, and just hide everything else. So when Roy took the strike away, Reese couldn't go back. Because you know Reese would have fucking struck him. He would have done anything he could to, you know, give him another one. Because again, you all got to remember, Reese, you know, Roy contacted Reese to get help to do the strike thing because he couldn't figure out how to do it because something was wrong, and Reese told him how to do it. But Reese literally told him, he's like, as soon as you strike him, he's giving the other two. And he said, I'm taking, you know, I'm going to take his ass down. And Roy said, I don't care about his ass. That's what Reese said. And Roy's never denied it, so you know that's what happened. But again, I actually thought Roy maybe did take the strike back. Like, okay, you know, he's took it back, he's not said nothing. Then, you know, Flex put an email or something saying it's done. But then when Flex put that up on the screen, you know, to show like it was gone, I mean, that's when it hit home. I mean, Roy was doing that to try to win something, but Roy lost. He lost big. He lost the respect, what very little he had left anyway. Because like I said, ever since the Thunder phone call thing, I knew what kind of person. See, Roy's the type of person that thinks he can do all kinds of shit to everybody else. But if they do it back, you know, they're the bad. You know, if he does something, it's justified. But if anybody else does it to him, it's wrong, they don't take accountability, they should do this. Roy has never took accountability for any fucking thing. Like I said, go back on his channel. Don't listen to me. Go back on his channel, the ones that don't know him. Go back on his channel, pick any fucking video. Just go back a few years, slide through there, and just hit a video. You'll see. I mean, they're all about drama. They're all about, hell, his first fucking video ever on YouTube, on that channel, was him bitching about other gig tubers, saying like they're, like, you know, doing it wrong, they're like employee mindset. I mean, he started out bitching and he continued. He started out bitching and he went out like a bitch, and that's what it should never be forgotten. I mean, at this point, I mean, think about it. I mean, Dennis was on the lounge last night and he was mentioning Roy a little bit. Now, I don't know, maybe Roy's probably is, he's probably trying to go back over to Dennis, because if you remember, I don't know why Dennis would even let him back, to be honest, because last time he done that, he went over there and tried to turn Dennis's audience against him. I mean, Dennis, I guess it's the crazy shit Dennis says. Hey, Dennis, what you should do, man, or, you know, somebody, if you hear this, you know, Dennis, tell him, like, you know, he should definitely delete his search history every fucking night. I mean, who the fuck goes to Pornhub to research history? Well, Dennis does, we know that now. But anyway, I guess that's an interesting way to do it. I don't know. It's something. But anyway, Roy went over there. He stole the audience, tried to, and the people that came over. Now, I'm glad he kind of done it, because without him, you know, like Conqueef, we would have never met him. Conqueef's a damn good dude. But other than that, like I said, Roy got them all over there. And the reason Conqueef is, you know, more or less, he was going kind of both places, you know what I'm saying? And think about this. It still shocks me to this day, because I remember when this happened. Conqueef literally, you know, people were saying shit about Roy. This is before, like, the, you know, the strike. This is a long, you know, one of the other 10 fights in the last 2 months. But Conqueef said something like, yeah, I like Roy. I have nothing against Roy. I actually like Roy. I just, you know, I can't stand to hear that Cherry guy, because, you know, he's yelling, cussing. He said, so when he's there, I don't go. Roy blocked Conqueef because of that. He said he was talking shit. Now, Roy's own words was, you know, if you don't like somebody else and they're on the, you know, you shouldn't block people, or you shouldn't disassociate with people because of that. But yet Roy, he does it just like that again. He thinks he gets a pass. I mean, it should never be forgotten. None of this shit should ever be forgotten. At this point, I mean, hell, Roy should have to do, like, you know, he's going to have to start probably another community or something, like going doing like a giveaway. He can have like a trivia night. What haven't I stuck up my ass? It would take a while to win that game too, because you can name many objects and they've all been up there. From fucking pine cones to pineapples. If you think about it, there's probably not a good way to stick a pineapple up your ass. I mean, you can either, like, stick it to, you know, it's going to either, hell, it'll hurt either way, I guess. But, you know, if you pull it in one way, you pull it out, it's going to hurt. Or you can go ahead and get the paint over and stick it up. I don't know how he does it. I don't care. I don't care. I'm just saying. Pine cones wouldn't be very comfortable either, Jesus. It's hard to, I mean, but it's a motto. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I wish that was true, because it's not. What happens in Vegas, Roy tells on YouTube. But again, that's the reason people quit. You know, they keep the shit alive, because Roy should never be allowed to live this down. Like I said, if you look at some comment sections, a few people, see, I think, I ain't going to say the person's name who done it, but I talked about him earlier, if you all know. But you know what I'm talking about. He had made a comment one day, and it was kind of true. He was like, you know, he didn't like to say too much when, like, Roy and Flex was arguing, because he's seen how, you know, they would kind of make up. And like he said, it would be very awkward if he said some shit, then they make up, then he's out the bad guy. And that's true. I've had friends like that. They would get in fights with their wives or whatever, and they try to talk shit. Or, you know, you'd have a friend fight another friend, and they try to get you to talk shit. And, you know, you just don't do it, because, if, like I said, if they make up, then now both of them, you know, some people talk shit on both sides. That's more like a Roy right there. Again, I mean, admitting to taking down the lounge with Reese is crazy. But again, this time is not like all the other times. You know, this time he didn't just, you know, get mad, scream, and cry like the baby he is, and run over and, like, let Cherry and Reese talk all that shit about Flex, laugh with them, you know, watch the lounge, play the lounge sound, and, let Cherry and Reese and him sit back and make fun of, you know, everybody over there. But Flex does it, you know, he gets flagged. That's the thing, you know, this is a huge difference. This time he took down a fucking channel. And again, you know, people say people do shit out of anger, and that's true. Now, if it was on YouTube, like if you gave someone a strike and it instantly, you know, the strike stood, you know, if it was, that would be a little different, because you could say, okay, he did it out of anger, he was mad, he done it, he didn't know. But he had like, I think it was 11 days. Way over a week. We know that, but I think it's 11 days. He had 11 days to think about that. Several people tried to tell him, like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you doing this? This is supposed to be your friend. And a lot of people don't even know, like I said, Flex has done a lot of shit for Roy. And Roy, that's how he repays him. He takes down his fucking channel. Then even kind of, you know, if you remember when he first done this for the first few days, because you had, you know, his chat people, he's seen a lot of numbers because people was going over there to see what he was, you know, doing, if he was really going to do it. And Roy was kind of bragging on it, you know, sitting there talking about it, like he's like, yeah, he, you know, he doesn't take accountability, you know, he's the one, it's his fault, he doesn't take accountability. Roy thinks that he can talk shit about everybody else. He can say stuff, he can do videos for 3 hours saying he owns people when he don't own shit. Literally, Roy, you don't own a goddamn thing. But if someone says something about him, oh, he owns them, they're on his mind. Roy, you have said more shit about everybody. I mean, everything you do Everything you have ever done on YouTube is to promote yourself and whatever on that, right? You can say, but if you say you're friends with somebody, you don't fuck over your friends. I mean, I understand like YouTube is something you're on here, you want people to see you, but the shit you do to get that done, it shows what kind of person you are. Because like I said, the Eli stuff, Roy had the time of his life up there. He was loving that shit. When like the, you know, what they call the Eli people, which I hate to call them, like I said, because they're all damn good people, but I hate, that's how everybody knows them in this community. But when they were coming to Roy's chat and everything, he loved that shit. You know, he loved it. They were super chatting him. He was getting some, you know, he didn't say a word. But then all of a sudden he gets into a flex over that, but he knows now that Cherry and a few others, they're not letting him, you know, if he mentions Eli or something, or when they talk about Eli, they're like, oh my God, I hate him. So Roy, I mean, in one night, Roy went from being on a panel with me, Thunder, and Flex, having the time of his life, laughing, you know, damn, it was actually really good times. I mean, hell, a lot of people liked it. I mean, we wasn't maliciously attacking anybody, just having a good time. And Roy, he loved it. He would laugh his ass off. He would, but in a one-day time, he went from doing that to saying like, oh my God, they're obsessed with Eli. They won't stop talking about Eli. Which he was doing, you know, he was going everywhere too. But see, what he done was, now the people he had aligned himself with, they had already taken that stance. So now Roy's got to take that stance. And after he had done that one time, he done that twice. He had left and said that, you know, oh my God, they won't stop talking about Eli. I know, I hate that guy. Buddy, he comes back and he's ended up on the panel again like it never happened. And that's the thing, he keeps getting a pass. Everything he's ever done, he's got a pass. That's why he keeps doing the shit he does. He's never been held accountable for anything. He wants to say Flex done what he done. He, you know, Flex didn't do it the right way, so Flex has got to, you know, pay the consequences. Well, Roy, this is what you're doing. You got to learn. When you take down a channel that's been around, you know, look how long the Lounge, it's like one of the main channels in the gig tube, and it still is. We say you took it away. You did, because I mean, you took a lot of history away. You took a lot. It wasn't just Flex you heard on that. I mean, of course it's his channel. He put in all the work. He done everything to get the channel monetized. But people had a lot of memories there. Not just panel people. I'm talking about people in the chat, people that's went there for years. There was a lot of memories there. You took that away. So see, that's where you gotta face accountability. You gotta be held accountable. When you do something like that, people's not going to forget it. So you should take accountability. You should understand when people tell you like you're done, go fuck yourself, you shouldn't be allowed in the community, and anybody that, you know, has anything to do with you, they should be called out. Fuck yeah. Like I said, it's different. Think about it like this. Think about Cherry, Hector, all of them. Even on the, I mean, Cherry saying, you know, completely terrible shit. Hector, you know, starting to do it too. Nobody ever said, oh my God, if you go over there, we're going to call you out for it. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. No, if there was a lot of people neutral, you know, now they would say something. Cherry would cuss you out. They'd make little jokes about you, but Cherry would. He would literally cuss you out for it. But like on the Lounge, Flex never done it. None of us ever said anything. I mean, the opposite. We would be like, yeah, people can come and go as they want. Fuck. And of course, I mean, let's see, this time it's a little bit different because like I said, this time he took the channel that, you know, the other side, Roy took it down. And I mean, think about that. Flex needs to learn a lesson because he put up a clip of Roy on a fucking rant about us, saying our fucking name over and over, saying how he owned us for 3 fucking hours. Yeah, Roy, I would be embarrassed to do that too. I mean, that's what you done. You was embarrassed. But you went on the phone with Reese, or however the fuck you done it, and you guys conspired to take down the Lounge. You helped him strike it, told him he was going to strike it. You know, you said you was taking his ass down, and Roy said he didn't care about his ass. But he took down, you know, you all took down the Lounge. It's gone. The old Lounge. The new one, you know, it's fine. It's going to be back. But again, you took it down. But the guy that you conspired with, Reese, he has a video calling you a thief. He has videos up of you doing all kinds of shit. And you've never, I mean, why don't you strike that? He's got videos calling, like I said, the day that the thing happened with your whatever the fuck it happened. He's up there calling you, saying you're going to try to rip off the government, you know, workman's comp or whatever. You're doing all this other shit. But then you sit there and kiss his ass and conspire with him. The people that, I don't know, man. You're I don't know. Really think about that. Flex put up a video of Roy talking about him. But Reese gets shit, puts it up there of Roy getting fired from his job, calling him a thief on that day, trying to say Roy is trying to steal tips, then try to say that he set up this whole sock thing by saying that he knew where the cameras was at, he did what he did, he attacked him, you know, all this other shit. Reese does all that. And you will go up there with him, conspire with him, tuck down the lounge with the guy that's got all this shit about you on his channel. That just shows right there you're a fucking idiot. I don't know. It would be a hard game trying to figure out what Roy put up his ass. I mean, I'd say broom handles and everything. That's probably why he's a delivery driver, don't work in the store. Because every time they look for the broom, they're like, oh, Roy's in the bathroom with it again. And he comes out and like shakes his ass like a dog wagging his tail. He sweeps the floor and back in the bathroom he goes. But Roy, be careful though, buddy. Them wooden broom handles, you can get splinters. You don't want a splinter in your ass. I'm sure that would hurt bad. Actually, he'd probably like that because you've got a splinter in your ass. You get to stick tweezers up your ass too to get it out. I don't know. Hey, Roy, go fuck yourself. Which I don't need to tell you that. You do that out, you know, that's a foregone conclusion. Rest of y'all have a good one. But no one's ever, you know, Reese, Roy, and like I said, even Cherry to an extent. We've stopped talking about him and like trying to hide from like the stuff, you know, like, oh, we're going to, you know, just not talk about him. And he weasels his way right back in, then we got to start all over. So now, see, we did learn. Like you said, Roy, you got to learn, you know, people's got to learn lessons. We learn. When an asshole's an asshole, you keep calling out the asshole. You don't let them keep coming back and doing it again. Does calling you an asshole even affect you because you really love assholes, don't you? Or your own asshole, at least. All right, go fuck yourself. Later, guys.